Right, and we're recording. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to TechSisters' third annual hackathon. This is the third year we've been doing this, and this is by far our biggest hackathon. So very, very excited to share all the projects that our teams have been working on and to go with it with everybody. It's been really, really good energy, very exciting time. I'll do a very quick introduction on who TechSisters is. Hopefully most of you probably know, but I'll go into the whole introduction anyway, and why we did this hackathon, and then we'll go into team demonstrations, and we'll have a winner by the end of the call tonight. So we'll do the winner at the same call, inshallah. Cool. Okay, so TechSisters. Who are we? You've probably heard of us before. TechSisters, so my name is Grace Witter. I'm the founder of TechSisters. We started in 2019, and the whole idea behind it is we need a space for Muslim women to connect with each other, to feel seen. I think a lot of us have experienced that feeling of being the only person like us at work, and multiple layers of that. So it's not just that we're the only Muslim woman at work. We're usually like also the only mom in our team, or the only person dressed a certain way, or the only person, not going out for after work drinks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It builds up and it can feel very lonely. So TechSisters is all about, we see you, we know what you're going through, you're not alone, because we have a whole community of women who are going through the same thing and who want very similar goals in their careers and are on very similar learning journeys. And we have women in our community who have reached that level of success, who have achieved great things. They've started companies, they've reached the tippity top of their careers, and they've done it without sacrificing their Deen or their identity, and we're supporting each other and raising each other up. There's a link there for our community health report, which we do every year. This coming year will be in January. The new report will be released, which is just a great time for metrics. So if you're somebody who really likes going through the data and having nice, pretty reports, you will love our community reports. So we started doing the TechSisters Hackathon 2 years ago. And the purpose behind it was to give our members an opportunity to collaborate with each other and to build up their portfolio experience to help them with job searches. I think 2 years ago is when the job market was really turning in earnest in terms of having like big, massive layoffs with the large companies, and our community is definitely really hurting. And we started things like the Job Search Council, which is a weekly free career guidance clinic that we give every Wednesday. And the TechSisters Hackathon was an output of that. So we saw a lot of people wanting to work on projects to help with their portfolio, to help with closing skills gaps. They wanted to work with other Muslim women, and they wanted a way to find each other and to build a team together. So this is what we did. We facilitated this group for everybody. And the other thing that's unique about the TechSisters Hackathon compared to other ones is, instead of being just a weekend or 24 hours, we actually do this for the whole month of November. So I think a lot of our members, the participants in the hackathon, this has been a very intense month, mashallah. So we split it into 2 parts. The first 2 weeks is to meet with your team, collaborate, set up your ways of working, and really go deep into planning your project, planning out your ideas, identifying your problem, and really thinking through this properly. And then the other 2 weeks are for building and actually coding and everything like that. The goal is that not just you're building something for your portfolio, but you're building something that you can launch and you can be proud of. The last thing that we want is for our teams to have spent so much time and effort on this hackathon and then not do anything with their projects afterwards. I think a lot of our teams have had a lot of late nights over the last couple of weeks. So we want to make sure that those were justified, mashallah. Right, and it's also completely remote because it's a month long. TechSisters is a remote organization. We have 1,000 members all over the world. So that reflects in our hackathon teams. We had 14 different teams spread all over multiple time zones within the same team. So you can imagine what scheduling was like for a lot of these teams. And we have some people who aren't able to join the call because their time zones are way different from GMT. But this is the joy of having a global group, alhamdulillah. And yeah, so that's why we have the Tech Sisters Hackathon. Another thing that makes us a little bit unique is each team is partnered with a mentor to help guide them through the process, to help make sure that they stay on track, that their project is something that's realistically scoped and it's achievable by the end of the 2-week build time. So a special thank you to all of our mentors, Rayhana, Merzia, Mujida, Rabia, Sarah, Ruba, Hannah, Anisa, Rakiba, and Farzana, mashallah. Couldn't do it without you, and I'm sure your teams are so appreciative of all the work that you've done and all the support that you've given. And also a special thank you to the volunteers on the hackathon planning team who have really been a huge help, because this has been our biggest hackathon. So the admin behind the scenes for this has been tremendous. So thank you so much, Lamia and Romana and Mariam. Mashallah, may Allah accept all of our efforts from behind the scenes and from all the participants and everybody. Okay, so to introduce our judges. So like I said, tonight we're going to watch all the demonstrations, and our judges will give a winner by the end of the call tonight. So mashallah, we have Mariam Idris, who is a senior data consultant at Data Habitat. We have Sharifa Akatunde Shitu, who's a master data management lead at Accenture, and like the best, the most stylish person I think I've met in real life, mashallah. And Ziva Khanam, who's a cybersecurity research manager at BT. We are so lucky to have these judges, really top caliber, fantastic, and so excited. The judges tonight are going to be scoring across 4 different categories for each of the teams. So they'll be looking at the impact of their project. Is there a very clear problem statement? Did they do research? Does this solution that they've built, does it address the problem? What is out there? What are other alternatives in the market? This type of thing. Did they do research into their audience? Did they really understand the pain points, et cetera, et cetera? Because remember, that was the first 2 weeks of the hackathon project, was really getting to grips with your design and your build and your problem statements. They're also looking at tech implementation. So having like a general high level view of like, what is the build quality like? Does the code make sense? Is it in good quality? If they used AI tools, which I think almost all of the teams did this year, did they properly credit that? And can we see evidence of the team's own work so that this whole thing isn't just something that was vibe coded? And is this something that's like a feasible solution that they can then build and scale after the hackathon? And the third category is creativity and design. So not just in design and user experience, but also is the solution a creative solution? Is it a creative way of addressing the problem? And then finally, the presentation itself. So we want to have a look and see like what's the story that our teams are telling. Have they gone through some lessons learned? Do they have plans for how to build up and scale the project after the hackathon and all of that? Alhamdulillah. So we have a lot of teams to get through today. We will jump right into it. This is the order. So we have 12 different projects that we'll be looking at. And I am going to stop sharing. I'm going to hand it over to DeenSTEAM to do our first demonstration of the evening. So DeenSTEAM has Nusrat, Halisa, Farida, Rufia, and Pramada.
Assalamu alaikum, thank you. I'm Farida Anika. I'm just going to share my screen. Just give me a second. Can you see my screen?
Now we can, yeah.
Okay.
Welcome everybody. This is Kalisa.
Yeah, so we're going to do the presentation today, inshallah. So yeah, am I good to get started? Okay.
Yep.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We're DeenSTEAM, and we're Team 11 that we've contributed to this project. DeenSTEAM is STEAM through an Islamic lens. It's a lesson generator that generates holistic educational resources, integrating Islamic values to the Deen into the STEAM curriculum, which is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Our application uses only safe and ethical AI solutions, all on one platform, integrated throughout the lesson plans, nurturing faith and worldly excellence together. The team that contributed to this project consisted of Nusrat, who was our project manager and QA tester and developer, myself, Farida Anika, who was the front-end developer, Rafiat contributed as data and AI engineer, Faramata contributed to back-end development, whilst Khadisa was also a data engineer, and we also had the support of our mentor, Farzana. So our DeenSTEAM lesson generator, the idea fits into the theme, Build Different, as we know that there are mothers at home who are homeschooling or giving alternative learning and need STEM-based lesson ideas or create STEM-based lesson ideas, but there are no readily available plans that also reflect our Deen within them. We're unique because compared to our competitors, such as Khan Academy, STEM Learning UK, and STEAMagine, our DeenSTEAM includes the A aspect, which is the arts, whereas they are mostly based on STEM only. And then we've also made sure to include the Islamic references throughout our whole web application rather than just one page. It's also beneficial to our community as it's on an open source, low-cost platform, which is beneficial to the Muslim community globally. We know that this issue is real because we conducted some market research which showed that our target audience found it really important that their lessons integrated Islamic values in science education. And as you can see, it was 82.8% that voted that. We also have some screenshots which show other important features that our target audience were looking for, such as quality learning that also embedded Islamic integration throughout the whole learning process while focusing on STEM-based learning.
So we started out with a few prototypes on Lovable AI. It was extremely streamlined just to get us started. So we focused simply on the science element based on the UK national curriculum, and we limited it down to primary school age. So we took into consideration the risks of hallucination, misquotes, and unverified Islamic content. So we coded in restrictions to make sure content was age appropriate. And then we created an Islamic material knowledge base. So as you can see from the very first lesson plan that we generated, there were no Islamic references throughout, and it wasn't very visually appealing or child-friendly. Also, we had a dedicated reflection section, but it wasn't populating from where we pointed the app to source the content. So with our second prototype, with some feedback from our mentor, we added in some instructions on how to use our web application and also some other user-friendly design elements. So what we have now is a clear definition of what STEAM is. We kept the instructions, but now as well as choosing the age, you're also able to select the topic. This is a recording. The code we have now takes lesson generation down from 1.5 minutes to almost instant. Now, when your lesson is generated, you'll have a title for your lesson plan, so you can have a good idea of what the theme is going to be. You have clearly listed learning objectives and a list of the materials that you're going to need. We now feature illustrations to help guide you through the exercise, and the first will be an experiment. The second will then be a craft, and the third part of your lesson plan will be an observation activity. We now have a Muslim Scientist connection added in, and our reflection section includes ayat from the Quran, quotes from the Prophet ﷺ, and it always ends with a dua. This lesson plan can be downloaded as a PDF if you're happy with it, or you can go on to generate a new plan, or if you just want to change the topic to have additional lesson plans. Now we have a Stream Explorer, which is the summarized bios of Muslim scientists and their key contributions to STEAM. So we have live and accessibility feature, and here you can see an example of the dyslexia-friendly font. We intend to expand on that. So we feel like we've managed to create such an amazing app in such a short space of time, and we're really pleased with it, and we can see so much potential. We intend to continue getting feedback for the accessibility features. We want to expand on the available topics, broaden the age range, and obviously increase our Islamic knowledge database. We want to also try to implement a community forum for user communication, and one of the some of the key things we need to take into consideration is use limits on the number of plans generated, things like throttling and stuff along those lines. So that concludes our presentation. And if there are any questions.
The next team is going to be Hikaaya, and that is Dania, Mariam, Marwan, Hajar, and Hind. Are you all ready?
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, we are here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now with you. Daniel?
Yes, I'm ready, but I still do not see your screen.
Oh. Let me share it again. What about now?
Still for me.
Yes, it's loading.
No, it is loading. Yeah.
Good?
Yeah, can you click on present? It's
Okay.
working, yeah.
Great. Bismillah.
Salam, everyone. Should we start?
Yes, of course. Go ahead whenever you're
Salam,
ready.
everyone. All right, thank you. Salam, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are excited to present to you the fruits of our hard work, Hikaaya, a tool that helps Muslim parents give their children meaningful, engaging, and Islamically aligned stories. So I will walk you through the problem, solution, why Hikaaya, and then my colleague Hind is going to take care of the rest. So when we talked to Muslim parents, 3 big challenges kept coming up, especially those who live in non-Muslim countries. They struggle to find engaging stories that fit their children's modern world. This is first. Second, most of the content available for Muslims is repetitive and limited, sometimes not accessible in some languages, such as Urdu, English, French, and other languages. So kids do not find what they can read as stories. And a lot of available stories, especially in the West, include stereotypes or messages that do not align with Islamic values. To understand the problem more deeply, we ran a survey with over 20 Muslim parents participating, and their answers confirmed the same pain points. So they find it very difficult to find suitable stories for their kids, as you can see in this chart. They say, content is limited and unreliable. Many stories even contain hidden messages or inaccurate information. There is a clear cultural and faith gap. A lot of stories are Western-centric or simply do not align with Islamic teachings. And parents said it is hard to find age-appropriate, engaging stories in their right language with meaningful morals. This is why we created Hikaaya. With Hikaaya, parents can generate custom stories that teach the exact values and lessons they want to teach their kid. They can fully personalize characters, including the child, and set the tone or mode to the story. They can print storybook, share it digitally, or even generate it in their own voice so that the kid can listen to it at any time. Now, why Hikaaya? Hikaaya fills a gap that no other platform is addressing. We do not have any other tool in the market, especially for Muslim parents. So Muslim parents can create fresh, personalized stories in just minutes in any language they want, but at the moment we are focusing on English. Children become the main character, which makes the story far more engaging and keeps it to their attention. Parents do not have to think of new bedtime stories every night anymore, and kids can enjoy entertaining printed stories, giving them a break from screens. Now I will let you with Hind to continue.
Let's have a quick demo of our solution. So first of all, this is the landing page of our website. Once you create an account, you will have the first page. Now you can click on Begin Story Creation so that you can start filling your child information. Coming from name, age, pet, and favorite friends, for example, so that they become characters in the story. Now you can customize the story by telling us what you want it to be about. You can be very specific or very generic as well. Hikaaya will understand you. You can optionally add some tags to direct the story as well to the direction you want to. For example, you can add patience, hard work. After that, you can choose the length of the story. You can choose the theme as well. It could be adventure, it could be home, it could be school. And finally, you can optionally add some Islamic teachings, either hadith or ayah. Finalize your process by adding some additional details as well. And then the most important part is to choose the output format. You can have it in text only, you can have it as an illustrated digital book, audio version, and printable PDFs are coming soon. Now click done and let us cook the story for you. If you choose the story to be illustrated book, you will have customizable content backed with engaging scenes. The generation process is carefully prompted so that we make sure that the content is Islamically compatible. You can afterwards export the story as PDF and download it and print it if you want to. You can also choose the story to be in an audio format. This is what the
Grace
audio.
was super hardworking. If she wanted to build a magnificent Lego castle, she'd stick with it until every brick would. Grace was super hardworking.
So the technical implementation of our solution is the following. We built a front end with Next.js that communicates with the backend built in Fast API. We store the data of our users coming from their names and the stories they generate in MongoDB. And we use some third-party APIs like Gemini to generate the stories, content, and to generate images, and 11 Labs API to generate a very human-like voice. Our feature plans include, first of all, adding a community features so that parents can share and benefit from each other's stories. Second is customize the voices so that you can generate a story with your own voice so that your child can feel safe listening to your voice anytime, anywhere. We also intend to add a mobile version for our mobile app for our application. It is now responsive for mobile and computer, but we intend to add a mobile application as well. And finally, we intend to add some story templates for parents who don't really have an idea of what they want to include in the teachings for a 5-year-old child or to an 8-year-old child. We will guide you through that. Thank you so much for listening. I would first like to thank all my mates in the team and thank our mentor Raihana for her guidance throughout this hackathon. Thank you so much. And do you have any questions?
Okay, go ahead, Ziba.
Yeah, so first of all, I loved your graphics.
Stop sharing.
Yeah, Hind, can you stop sharing, please?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think just want to point out the fact that you said there are no tools in the kind of market you're catering to. That could be a possibility, but you never say this in a presentation that, I'm doing something which no one has thought about. So what you end up doing is that, oh, there are so many tools, but they don't do this. That's why we are doing it. Because and I can understand there would not be any tool which would cater to the Muslim market, but you still talk about, because it gives an impression that you did a market research and you didn't find anything. So that's just a suggestion to keep in mind. The other thing which I wanted to ask was, what is Islamic about it? Like, I understand you built something where you were showing a story of Grace. MashaAllah, she's very hardworking. So she was wearing hijab, but what else is Islamic about it? Like, how are you bringing, the religion into it, or are you bringing cultural elements? So how are you bringing that context? Because you've talked about AI. The thing is, large language models and AI, someone who works in the field, I feel like, are not intelligent. It depends upon the context you're giving in. So what is the context over here?
So the goal is that parents can create a story about anything. It doesn't have to be like about prayer or fasting. They can create a story about having fun or working hard, etc. But the result will align with Islamic values. So we won't be having like, I don't know, a girl listening to music or a girl doing something that is Western and not aligning with our Islamic values. So you can create any story you think of, and we are instructing our AI, whether the image generation or the story generation, to always output stories that are aligned with our values as Muslims.
We also intend to back it up with hadith and ayahs, like, I don't think storybooks do that generally, but if you back it up with a hadith and ayah, you are making the story or you're making the kid memorize the teaching with an Islamic teaching as well. So that's a special.
So your system prompt is essentially telling AI that don't do this, this. But
exactly.
Okay. Cool. I think that's it from my side.
Sharika, you're up next.
Yes, I think just carrying on from Zeba's question. So I'm looking at this and I think it's fantastic and the graphic is really beautiful. And I like the story and definitely Grace is very hardworking. But what stops me from doing this on ChatGPT? Like I can go on ChatGPT and tell it to tell me a story and say, as a Muslim mother, I would like to tell my 6-year-old a bedtime story about, I don't know, dealing with difficult friends. And it could write that story for me. So what's the differentiator? And I could also tell it to do an audio for me, I don't know, in a popular voice. I don't think I would want to give any AI my voice for personal reasons. But what would be your differentiator that would make me come to Hikaaya instead of going to ChatGPT?
Yeah, so actually we have done the hard work for you. We have prepared prompts that exclude all of those things that you do not want to have in your story. This is first. Second, you can include Islamic teachings from a knowledge base, not from OpenAI's internal knowledge. And third, the images of the story are going to be consistent. And this is something that we worked on as a workflow. So if you see the storybook, you are going to have the same character, the same scenes, etc. This is something that would require someone who knows prompt engineering in order to do it on ChatGPT. And most parents, especially old ones, aren't very familiar with these technologies.
It will take some time of prompting to customize it exactly, to take it exactly as you want.
Okay, so in terms of your target audience, then you're focusing on parents that are not AI savvy and cannot do it themselves in available AI tools.
Exactly.
I mean, even those who know, even those who know, they would have to put so much hard work in order to have everything centralized, like the story generation, the images generation, the prompting, etc. So we are saving them time.
Okay. Miriam, how about you finish up with your question and then we'll move on to the next group, inshallah. Miriam? Okay, if you want to, oh, there you go. Yep, go ahead.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay, so I said I'm a parent myself, so I understand the need for something like this. And I always find myself on ChatGPT trying to create stories for my little one. But in terms of the implementation of the voice feature or store personalized input like the child's name or specific behavioral issues, where exactly is the sensitive data stored and what's your data retention policy and encryption standards around this?
Okay, so at the moment, since we are working on a proof of concept, we are not having the privacy taken into account since we do not have real users, but we are aiming to do this by having a privacy layer, by doing anonymization of the kid's name, age, etc., replacing it by fake data, sending it to the AI, get a story with fake data. Like if your name is Mariam, we are going to send your name as Danya, for example, to the AI. Once the AI generates the story, we are going to replace your information in the fake data. So we are going to get this story exactly. And we are going to self-host this. So no personal information is going to be sent to OpenAI or any other external service.
Right.
So we don't store exactly the child information. Like we don't store all the information or the description of the child. We only store the title and the story content in the database and the images as well.
Right.
So yes.
Thank you.
Cool. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Hikaaya. Really love the pandering with Grace. Is very hardworking. I think very great joke. Everyone loved it. Mashallah. Moving on to the next team, which is going to be Seeking Salam, and that's with Siddiqa and Mab. Mashallah. Are you ready?
Yes, we are. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see it?
Not yet. Okay, it's loading. Oh, good.
Okay. We'll just jump into it. Assalamu alaikum. Our project for this submission for this hackathon is Seeking Salam, an app that helps Muslims live intentionally grounded in Islam. My name is Siddiqa Al-Masibi, and my team member is Ma'ab Taha, and our wonderful and patient mentor is Mirzaya. This is Seeking Salam.
So the Islamic or Hijri calendar is central to every Muslim's life. It determines the timing of major acts of worship, such as Ramadan and Eid and Hajj. Each of the 12 months carries its own spiritual lessons and themes. But in modern life, most Muslims primarily uses the Gregorian calendar, which makes it really easy to lose touch with the Islamic calendar. So because of that, many people don't even know what the current Hijri date is or the significance of the current month. They miss out on important opportunities of worship, and there is also a lack of tools that support spiritual reflection and growth.
So our solution is an app that provides users with a Hijri calendar and simple explanations on that calendar month, what it means, its history and theme, and why it matters. We also note down upcoming recommended days, for example, fasting on Mondays and Thursdays, fasting on white days, Fridays, and the sunan for what you should do then, and special days for each month if that month does have them. We also focus on providing a space for reflection and journaling with monthly themed prompts, free writing, and daily and weekly reflection. It's a really good way of this is how we've decided to approach our solution. Our target audience for this application are for Muslims who want to feel more connected to their faith and to slowly build better worship habits at their own pace.
So what makes us different? Most of the Hijri calendar apps that exist, they focus only on utility. They show you the dates, but they don't explain the meaning behind that month. They don't highlight opportunities for worship. They don't encourage any kind of reflection. Seeking Salam is different. We focus on meaning, not just information. We help you understand the spiritual theme of the month. We guide you through the upcoming opportunities for worship, and we create space for connection through reflections and journaling. Our goal is to help users build awareness, set intentions, and grow consistently.
So jumping into the demo, I'm going to go ahead and change my screen to something else. Let me know if you guys can see it. Awesome. Yes. So we have built a web app using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS as our MVP proof of concept. We did struggle a bit with getting it working, and we'll kind of talk about that a little more in our challenges faced slide. But for the time being, we decided to walk you through our Figma prototype, but just know that we do have a web app in progress, and then hopefully we'll transition that to an actual native application. So the focus of our app is on aligning our users to the Hijri calendar. The homepage allows for the user to see the month and the week of the Hijri calendar, as you can see. And it also presents any significant dates for that month. And with an option to see more and options for daily reflection, open journal, or a themed journal prompt. Each month will get up to 10 prompts, and the user can freely fill them out if and whenever they want. The intuitive design of the app allows the user to toggle between the home page, calendar, knowledge base, and journal. So the calendar contains the month view, the full month view, and below that will be more information on any of the special dates for that month for the user to take advantage of. If the user were to click on any of the events, it would take them to a page with a deeper dive on the things they can do for that date and any hadiths and Quran verses that mention it. For the journal page, the user can see their previous journal entries and filter based on type and date. They can access whatever journal entry they want. And here they can also access whatever journal entry they want to log for that day. They can log as many journal entries as they like. We'll just quickly go through the daily journal. It's quick and simple, asking the user to reflect on what they are thankful to Allah for, worries and challenges that they are working through, and writing a quick dua for those and anything else that they would like. Lastly, they will set an intention for the day or the next day, depending on when they fill out this log. When they complete it, they'll be taken back to their home page and they'll be able to view their logs. The knowledge base is where the user can view more detailed information about the month and significant days within it. They can also view our articles on specific days of worship, acts of worship. A fun fact will always be included to encourage constant learning and growth in Islam, even in small ways. So this is kind of like the general thing that we have working for our app so far. Let's jump back to the slides. Let's see. There. I don't think I can hear you, Maab.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, yes, we faced several challenges while building the app. First, it was a bit challenging to find reliable and unbiased Islamic sources, and also we're only 2 people on the team, so, you know, limited resources, a little bit sick, family emergencies happened as well, so, and also just connecting and navigating between the 2 calendars, it was a bit, you know, confusing at time.
So we learned many lessons along the way as we built this app. One of the things that we researched when we started working on this app was the importance of having information that becomes actionable rather than just presenting information. So that was kind of one of the main focuses of our app when we found that being a pain point. Another lesson we learned was the importance of community feedback as a part of every step of the building process. It always allows us to grow and improve the app and start noticing issues before they even happen. Another thing that we learned was the importance of cultural and madhab sensitivity when it comes to like things relating to months and days within those months, and just kind of trying to navigate that. We learned a lot also as we built this app about the months and the special days within it. It taught us far more than we expected and kind of affirmed the reasoning why we built this app in the first place.
Okay, for upcoming iterations, what we have so far is a web app. We want to make it a native app. And then we also plan to offer personalized worship opportunities such as fasting on Mondays and Thursdays, and then also adding in audio reflections and journaling so that you can, instead of typing it in, you could just use audio recording. And then finally, we hope to introduce an anonymous optional reflection, like community reflection space, so that you could see what other people are writing about.
Yeah, and that's all we have. for seeking Salam, living intentionally grounded in Islam.
MashaAllah, great job, ladies. Really, really great work. Any questions from the judges? Yeah, go ahead, Sipa.
So, Jazakallah khair for building this. And as someone who's been into this journey of reflecting and doing tadabbur, so how I started initially was I would write down my reflections on a journal. And what really happens with these habit exercises is that it works for a few days when you're on your own journey. And after some time, you leave it. And you wouldn't believe what really worked out for me was 3 of our friends, we got together and it was a WhatsApp group where we put everything together. Like November 29th, this happened, and alhamdulillah. And it's a life-changing experience if someone can do it. You find khair even in rejections of your life. This is how good reflections are. So I feel like it's a challenge. It's a habit making is a challenge. And there's another challenge which you talked about, community building. I feel like, and this is what I'm facing at the moment, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that keep your blessing discreet. So are you ready to share it with the community or not? So I guess I don't even know the solution to this. So like if you figure out and you launch your app, I would be one of your users. But I think you could have done more. You could have deep dived into your audience more with in terms of persona, right? A reflection of a woman would be completely different from a man. Mom's reflection would be very different. So if you want to focus on that, and that would help you understand your guided prompts as well. So if that's one way to go forward. And lastly, and I'll just say that I love the idea of talking about challenges because it's an exercise in transparency. So, but yeah, very good presentation. I loved it.
Jazakallah khairan for the feedback and advice. I'll say one of our biggest things that we hope to do with this app is to start allowing more personalization, like you said. So I really appreciate you for sharing that, and we'll definitely use that in the future.
All right, go ahead, Sharifat.
Yeah, fantastic presentation, and thank you for sharing. I think it's a fantastic idea. The one thing I struggled with is understanding what makes this stand out from a lot of the other Islamic apps that we have. I know you talked about the month and the fact that you can reflect on the month, but as you went through your features, I was actually scrolling through my phone and I was looking at Sadiq, I was looking at Adhan, I was looking at Nia, and we've got like so many apps that do different parts of this. And so I just wonder if, my immediate feedback is I think you need to tighten up what your offering is to make you differentiated in a market that's filled with apps. So that's some sort of immediate feedback for me. Otherwise, I think it was a good presentation. Overall, I think it's something that, looking at it, I would also want to use the app, but then I also think about the fact that I've got like 7 other apps that have overlying features, and I would want something a bit more differentiated. I think Zewa also talked about it. Is your target audience all Muslims? If it's an app for women, do you want to add something that helps me reflect through my menstrual cycle? I think owning in on what your key audience is and what your key offering is, I think it will make your proposition a bit stronger.
Okay, Mariam, yeah, go ahead. We have 1.5 minutes for Q&A feedback. I'm getting really tight on my watch now, so go ahead, Mariam.
That's fine. So I think Sharifat has covered everything. Great presentation, but I do think you need to tighten up your ideal client. Who are your customers? Who is she? What age? What exactly does she do? Is she someone that loves to read the Quran, journal? You have to go in depth into that, and that will help you create the app to suit your ideal client.
Fantastic, alhamdulillah. Okay, so who's in this team? That's Compass Lee's Nimatullahi, Fauzia, Nanda, and Mariam. Yeah, exactly right.
Good evening, judges.
Compassly, are you ready to present?
Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Wrong time, fire alarm. Sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Loading. And yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, so we have worked on Compassly, and the idea behind is we are a team of 5. Sarah is our mentor. I'm managing as a project manager plus full stack. Nima is our data scientist. Nanda is the machine learning one here, and Miriam is the UI UX. The background behind Compassly is we just think about that lots of women are there who has taken a career break or don't know from where to start with the tech roles, which is more suited to them, what the resources they can use. I know there are lots of solutions are there, but we are going with a very simplified version, like providing something according to their needs and according to their capabilities, something very simple, but which is beneficial for the tech ladies to, or someone who is not related to tech, just enroll them to tech so that they can move forward. So I'm a mother by myself, so, and didn't take a career break, but I can think of my sisters take a career break just because they sometimes don't know from where to start. So that's the main purpose of Compassly, is just to enroll the non-tech or the career break ones and help them out in going to resources. I know there are lots of solutions there, but we go with the simplicity, the best we can do. So it has 4 components, I can say, but there are 3 engines behind it. One engine is for the resources, where we are telling them what's the courses they can do, what's the project certifications they can do. The most important one is first we assess them, that what's the best role we can choose for them. Sometimes if they are not related to tech, they don't know that they can be our AI, or they can go with the UI UX. Means someone who is just completely new to tech, how they don't know about all these different areas they can learn in tech. So the first thing is we are assess their personality, and then we are recommending them that, okay, this role is good for you, go with that. And then these are your courses, you can enroll in these. And then we are thinking of doing the action plan too, but yeah, we couldn't reach to that level. So Nanda?
All right, sure. So Compassly starts by collecting essential user information like education, experience, time commitment, and then preferred learning pace. These are not random questions. They form the non-negotiable constraint for career role ranking. Now, this part is where the Compassly become unique, because our system will instantly assess your background. And for this kind of technical evaluation, we incorporate OpenAI LLM to dynamically generate the next set of questions. We have 2 scenarios. If you are coming from non-technical background, we will generate the aptitude questions using no technical jargon. And then if you are already know about tech and have experience in it, we will generate focus skill and competency questions containing technical jargon. And in that implementation, we enforce a strict identification schema on the LLM output. This implementation will help us to create a structural competency, validate good quality, and prove that our commitment to reliable AI governance. Next. Once those answers are submitted, our hybrid recommendation engine will get activated. This engine will combine with the scoring model for quantitative data like aptitude and content-based filtering. In this case, we are using TF-EDF or cosine similarity for qualitative data like user skills and preferences. And as you see in the screen, it will result in the top 3 tech roles perfectly matched to the user profile, and also we get the personalized explanation for each role. Okay, so the user were given 3 roles, and then they need to choose one from the top 3 roles, and they will get the personalized sports like the one shared in the screen. It will display salary insights and required competency, recommended learning resources and course education, and also a targeted plan. But unfortunately, we didn't manage to complete this all. Only complete the recommended learning resources one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we have future plans we still have that we will improve it more by including more of the role matching thing, more working on the data wise on that. We're going to include the community dashboard as well. We can have mentors, we can have real-time jobs. When I get the idea from Nanda that we're going to work on Compassi, I will just keep finding that what's the unique thing we can bring it on. For me, is like how we can make the women who has taken a career break, or the working moms, or the ones who is just completely away from the tech. I would love to put them back to tech, because I know that the ladies can do a lot in that field. So, and I just keep saying that if we can find childcare for them, if we can do anything for them to just come and then just move forward with their career. So, but unfortunately, the time constraints are there, but would like to do more and more branches in it, put the childcare, make it more community specific, more localization in it, because the job roles field will give you that, okay, these are the, make it more tempting towards them, that okay, no, yeah, as a, if you are in UK, you can earn that much amount of money if you do these courses in the 3 months or 2 months. So these type of things we can put that on the plate for them, and then to make it more attractive for them to move towards career. So yeah, that's the idea behind more Compassi, is like focusing on enrolling the women towards more on the tech side. I explained the summary and the idea behind it. I know that's just the project we are seeing, but it has a vast implementation, lots of elements we can include in it. So I will go very quick in the demo. It won't be long. Is it audible?
If you're playing an audio, I don't think we can hear the audio, so you might want to voice over.
Sorry.
If there's an audio on the video, it's not loading.
Okay. Do you want me to stop that? Sorry.
No, it's okay. Just continue on with the demo. But if you want to do a voiceover to explain it, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, just that.
All right, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. Great project. Yeah, that's it. I think we're kind of running into an issue with Google Meets and audio sharing. It seems like it works best if it's in a tab instead of in a separate window. All good stuff. Okay, who has their hand up? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Sharifat.
Thank you, sisters. I think it's fantastic. It's definitely a problem that it's a very clear problem, and I think one that needs to be addressed. So thank you for thinking about it. I've just got a question around how you obviously transitioning into tech or coming back from work into coming back from a career break into work can be quite emotional. And we are in a space where it is constantly evolving. And I think you said tech, but tech is very broad. The kind of roles where you can come into, and the barrier to entry, unfortunately, has been increased with AI, because entry-level roles and roles where you don't have a lot of experience have disappeared. It's also trying to find what then works best, or what would be lowest barrier of entry for someone can be a bit challenging. So I understand the problem that you're trying to solve. My key question for you is, did you work with a career coach or anything of that sort to help you design the assessment? Because I noticed some of the questions you were asking were, for me, I feel like if somebody's coming out of a career break, or they might not have enough knowledge to understand that. Yeah. And did you think about including things like personality tests? Because careers are moving away from things you can do in how you can evolve and what you can pick up. Like, what did you consider to drive the assessments?
Yeah, actually, the base questions which we have put is like this, that it's very basic ones, like your competency level, or how much you are going to commit to it, or what's your background. Like if you are non-tech, so the second phase in which we are evaluating the non-tech is based on this, that do you like these things? Like if you ask me, that I have asked that if, for example, I'm a colorblind and I'm very creative person, how you can move me in the creativity thing? Because if I can't see the colors, I cannot be a graphic designer. So I don't know that graphic designer is a tech role which I can do or not. So these are the things I put it on. And yes, I have consulted with two of my mentors. One is, he is actually the Dell's project manager. He used to work over there. So he gave me the idea that put the women into tech who has a career break and who has a problem, like they cannot sort out their childcare and everything. So I would like to include that type of thing in which the community can help them to enroll towards more that. And like, okay, you can have the childcare, different things with you, and then okay, you have 3 hours work, you can do it, so you can go find it out, your babysitting and things like this. But yes, you are right that we can make it more and more basic in it, like so that they can understand what tech is. I'm thinking of more like non-technical ones.
So, yes, so I'm also thinking of the non-technical ones, but I just think because when you do a career assessment to guide people, there is a bit of understanding beyond competency, because I think competency can be a very subjective thing, because you might think somebody's not competent from your own way of analyzing, but they're competent in other areas that makes them suitable for the role as well. And that's where I was saying, working with like using a professional career framework or personality job model to help identify what kind of skills people have. Because I think at that point as well, and mashallah, it's a fantastic idea, but people are also in a very vulnerable state.
Yes.
When they are there, and you want to, when they are using the application, you also want to think about psychological safety for them and how things are presented to them so they don't feel less confident in themselves than they already are.
Yeah. That's the thing is, we would like to include the personality assessment more, instead of like, okay, no, you can be a UI UX. By saying that, I can recommend them that all can be a developer, designer, or whatever, but might be that's not according to their personality. Like I cannot be something like which I cannot be, like according to my personality. So we try to put that factor in by considering the people who are non-tech and by assessing their thing. But yes, definitely you are aware of the personality assessment is a very vast thing in order to just make it shrink it towards tech side. Yeah, but I'm not going to blame the time constraint, sorry, but yeah.
Okay, we have 20 more seconds for Q&A and feedback. Sita, go ahead, have your question.
I mean, I'm not going to take much time. I just wanted to commend you guys for using cosine similarity. When I heard it, I felt like, okay, it's just not simple API calls going to large language model. Someone knows AI and is using that. I think just want to like a suggestion where Sharifat was asking a question. That's something which came to my mind. I wrote that career coach and so forth. You could, like, if where is a woman in this? Like, could a man use it or not? Would he benefit from it or not? But I would just, like, if I had to answer her, I would have said that if someone is going back to the job market, they don't really have any money to hire career coaches. They're very expensive. So we are providing a solution which could help them navigate the uncertainty. That's how I could have tried to answer that question. But yeah, it's a relevant problem. And unfortunately, job markets are going to go crazy in coming years.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
All right, alhamdulillah, excellent work. So happy for everybody. Really great project. Amazing, alhamdulillah. So Mariam from the TopTechTrend team is going to try sharing her video. It might be an issue with my computer. So we'll see if the audio works. Let's give it a go, inshallah. And if it doesn't, it's all fine anyway. Judges, I've sent the file to you in our WhatsApp chat. And if it's not working, we'll give you some more time and deliberation section so you can watch it and have an evaluation. But yeah, Mariam, do you want to try sharing the TopTech? Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Think about the last time you drove somewhere new. Would you trust an old map to get you there? Then why is it that we use outdated information when navigating our careers, relying on...
Sorry, I just need to deactivate the subtitles. So I'm gonna start it again.
Think about the last time you drove somewhere new. Would you trust an old map to get you there? Then why is it that we use outdated information when navigating our careers, relying on old survey results and blog posts and online forums that are often very contradictory? We know that the tech landscape shifts daily, and with the introduction of AI, this is happening even faster. What was in high demand last quarter might be cooling off now. Skills that seemed future-proof 6 months ago could be heading towards a dead end. And this information gap leaves talented developers feeling stuck and uncertain about where to invest their time and energy. Essentially, we're driving blind. That's where TopTechTrend comes in. We're like Waze for your career, your real-time GPS for the market. We analyze job postings to show you what's actually happening right now. Think of it as checking traffic conditions before you set off. We highlight your reliable motorways. Those are the skills that are core and consistently in demand. We identify the breakthrough technologies accelerate your journey and put you ahead of the pack, much like your fastest route. And we alert you to legacy skills that are quietly heading towards a dead end, your road closures. We use natural language processing to scrape job listings from around the world and extract tech skills that are listed, allowing us to generate a real-time view of the skills demand, thereby giving you career intelligence in near real time. So stop navigating your career with an outdated map and switch to your career GPS. Our solution offers technology learners real-time skills intelligence. We extract the required skills from live job postings and rank them by profession. Our website can be used by students, career changers, and professionals, aligning their learning with actual employer demands.
Why is this problem worth solving? And who is TechTrend is really for? It is for us, developers, IT professionals, and anyone who wants to stay relevant in the IT industry. I have personally felt this many times, especially after my career break. The tools that I used to before were not relevant anymore, and I needed to figure out which certification were worth investing my time and money in. The time lapse below shows the trend for 3 different programming languages from 2012 to 2024 using pull request data. In some cases, the difference was drastic, from over 1 million pull requests at the peak around 2017 to around 100,000 today. I used to check job ads to try to understand what's in demand right now, but how many ads can I really go through? Even if I do that, I'm not even sure that I'm seeing the whole picture. So that's why we grew passionate about this idea. But did we only rely on our own experience? No. We also did a survey, and the result was very clear. 70% said that they struggle to figure out which skills are actually in demand, and 80% said that they would love a real-time platform. There are some existing tools, but their data is static and outdated, and some of them are meant for enterprise and very expensive, not for regular users. And neither of them give us guidelines for particular job roles. What is relevant for a data engineer might not be relevant for a front-end developer.
So this is the website that we created. Here it also shows how the website works, and here are some trending rules. So I'm just going to go ahead and test this first. So I'm going to go with data engineer right now, and I'm going to click analyze. So this is the recommended certifications on the side for the given skills. So there's Python, SQL, Kafka. Then I'm going to change roles, say AI/ML engineer, analyze. Again, the recommended certifications, Python. So basically how this works is when I select a job role from the list and I click analyze, the data from the database is retrieved and we display the trending skills for the role, and they're sorted by frequency. So frequency is basically the number of times the skill has appeared in the job posting, right? So this is that. And then we have the explore roles page. So you can search for roles here, and then there are some popular roles available, and then we can browse by category. So this is software engineer, and then like you can search. So let's go with front-end engineer, and here you can learn about the role, and you can also know if this role is right for you. So that, and then this was the day mode, and we're going to check out the night mode now. So this is the home page, explore roles page. And then the about page. So this is about us, why we are doing this. And yeah, that's it. Jazakallah khair.
So what is our plan for the future? In the near future, we will add links to certification websites, and the marketing fees from those companies will generate revenue for our platform. Alongside with the freemium model, features like matching your skills to relevant job roles, clear roadmap to help people to reach their dream jobs, and to know what to focus on, including recommended certification, deeper analytics, like trends over time, which skills are rising, how different jobs are changing, and our backend already built to handle this. Challenges and lesson learned from this project. One of our biggest challenges was the cost of API, getting data from API, which forced us to work with limited data. And the second one was the different time zones and very busy schedules. We started using Trello and WhatsApp and thought it would be enough, but unfortunately it was not enough. And later we switched to WhatsApp community. It helped a little bit, but in hindsight, we might have needed much better tools and much more structured way of communication. Also, one of the lessons learned for us was that working too hard and pushing ourselves to try to stay ahead of a schedule sometimes backfires and lead to health issues instead of and staying ahead, and which will cause further delay. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for this opportunity and learning experience.
All right, alhamdulillah, thank you so much. Mariam, you're available to answer questions from the judges, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Questions?
Are you scraping the data from LinkedIn, that's it, or from other platforms?
Not scraping, we are getting it from API because we thought scraping might be illegal, so we wanted to keep it to legal methods.
So API of LinkedIn, like I'm asking which platform essentially are you?
Well, the API we are using go through a lot of platforms. I don't remember them exactly, but one of them was LinkedIn. They call it different publishers. So I think Indeed is one of them. LinkedIn is one of them. So there are several in there.
Okay, cool. I don't have a question for me. I think your market is very clear because you stated it, that it is specifically people in technical roles like data engineers, developers, and I can see that the app is quite very tailored for them. What question I would have is, because I think TopTechTrend, anybody in tech might be able to benefit from it. Is there any, did you think about extending it beyond just developers to other types of roles, or for now that's the target audience?
Like IT professionals, so it could be any role within IT. It could be relevant for them. So not necessarily developers, but any type of IT professional. Those roles we will add in like in the future, inshallah. We could expand, but the main idea is actually IT professionals.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Really great work. Fantastic job. Great questions, great feedback. Let's keep it moving and also let's go on to the next team is going to be HerDeen. Yeah, Miriam, could you please stop sharing? And HerDeen has, let me bring up my list. Okay, Sultana, Hamida, and Kariba, are you ready to present? All right, let me check through the list. So HerDeen, Sultana.
Yes, I am. Koriba will present the screen now. Koriba, are you there?
Thank you.
Koriba.
I don't see her on the list of people in the call. Shall we go on to the next team? We can come back to you when you make sure that everyone is ready.
All right.
Cool. All right. So the next team then is MindMama, which is.
I'm so sorry. I was trying to share our screen the other time, but I could not share it due to one reason or the other I don't know about.
Okay.
Yes, I'm speaking for HerDeen. This is Koriba.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's the name was threw me off. Okay. Alhamdulillah. So how do you want to present then? Sorry, but how do you want to present if you can't share your screen? Does Sultana have the slides? Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you.
All right, can you click on slideshow, please? Yeah, assalamualaikum. Bashir Sultana gonna be representing HerDeen. So next slide, please. So next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. So let's take for example, we've all asked ourselves this question: why do we keep failing in HerDeen? Let's say for example, Sumaya. So Sumaya is a microbiology student. At some point, she's juggling school, she's juggling her business, and in the as it went, Ibada silently slips away. She doesn't pray her Salah on time again, or she delays it. She doesn't do it daily as well. This is not just Sumaya. This is what we face sometimes when work, school, and other activities get choked up. Next slide, please. So we asked 67 Muslims, and their responses also validate the fact that we find it hard to juggle our deen with the worldly desires as well. Next slide. Next. So what's the problem? The problem is that Muslim women often face an emotional and spiritual burnout while juggling our faith, school, work, and society's expectation. Like there's no tailored digital space that help us balance our deen and dunya consistently and constantly. So that's why we built our deen. Next slide. Next slide, please. So who are we building for? We are building for young Muslims, we are building for undergraduate students, we are building for working class sisters, we are building for young mothers trying to juggle raising their kids and staying consistent with their deen, and we are building for Muslim creative as well. Next slide, please. So what's Adin? Adin is a web-based lifestyle and ibadah tracking app. It's built for Muslim women who want to grow spiritually while we are managing life demands. Next slide. So what are the core features? The main features of Adin is to have an AI day planner where user can just input what they have to do for that day. Okay, I have to go to class, I have to go to the grocery store, I have to get this, and the AI will automatically generate a plan for them while putting the time for solar, giving them the time for reading Quran, and it will generate the plan, and at the same time it will send a reminder for them. So there will be solar reminders. They can track their ibadah, how well they've been consistently praying, what they can improve on. Then we plan to add menstrual log as well, so that during their menses they don't feel disconnected. They don't feel disconnected from their deen. They still have some ibadahs to perform. Next slide, please. So more features that can come as we progress, connect to Ustaza. So if you want to memorize Quran, you can connect it with Ustaza. There will be a sisterhood community. Then calendar customization during months like Ramadan. There will be reminders on what you can do as you can see. Then there will be daily hadith, dua, and Quran verses. Next slide. So what makes Adin unique? What makes it unique is that the fact that other lifestyle or habit tracking apps are not built for Muslims. Even the Islamic app that we have, they are just for solely prayer times. We read Quran on them, we read Hadith on them, but it doesn't consider the we balancing our life demands with Deen. Then at the same time, it leaves a huge gap where you're either tracking your tax, the app doesn't combine two. You're either tracking your tax or you're tracking your Deen. There's no one that combines the two as well. So what does Adin do? It's a faith first lifestyle companion. It's designed for Muslim women. So we combine goal setting, ibadah tracking, and more all in one place. Then so as to reflect our challenges and our journey. Next slide, please. Adin will be giving reminders, will be giving daily Adin duas and all. How do we ensure that the content that we are giving are authentic? So we plan to partner with a Dawa or Islamic research team. We have we plan every Islamic quote or book that will be on the app will be thoroughly reviewed, and community posts, whether in our sisterhood community, will be verified before publishing. Next slide. So what's the market opportunity for Adin? There is 90 million Muslims in Nigeria alone. So this is a massive population, like we are bidding for quite a huge number of people. Then the Islamic lifestyle market is worth 3.2 trillion by 2027, and Millennium Muslims, this will be a mobile app. So
the 70% of Muslims are already using mobile app. That means we already have the people that we want to build for. They are just waiting for the product. Next slide, please. So what have we done? We've done our research. We've launched our waitlist page. We built it with React.js and Tailwind, and we have over 150 plus signers on our waitlist. Our prototype is done. Our development, we started with it as well. Next slide. So what's our goal? Our goal is to deploy HerDeen to reach 1,000 plus Muslim women in 6 months after launching. Then we start our development, finalize MVP testing, we launch and build our community. So yeah, Koriba, I will show you through our waitlist page now.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
All right. So I'll try to share my screen again on another end so that it will be easier to follow from my end.
Just so you know, your team is already 2 minutes over the time limit. So if you're going to do your demonstration, you'll have to be quite quick.
All right.
I need to confirm if my screen is visible and I'm audible.
Yeah, we can see it.
All right, thank you. So we're so sorry for taking beyond our time. So this is what our waitlist looks like, right? So we show people the things that they want to see, the details about the app and everything they need to.
Do you mind maximizing your browser, the one that you want to show? Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we tell them why HerDeen is the choice for them, and just like my partner already talked about, and we also tell them how it works. So it's not just a wait list where people just sign up without knowing what they want to sign into, and we show them a few features that will be our first starter, like that will be our starter for the app, and then this is everything that they see, and these are the comments that we've received so far that we've outlined here. Frequently asked questions that people may ask us if there is anything they need to know, even without reaching out to us, they can see it on this place. Then this is what our prototype looks like. Okay. So still coming up.
I'm sorry, Kari, but this is quite a bit over the time limit. It's not fair to the other teams. I'm gonna have to wrap it up by asking you to stop sharing now, please, so we can move on to the other team. Okay. Thank you very much. It's a really good idea. Yeah. But inshallah, really great work. So the next team.
I'm so sorry that you have to wait. All right. Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, thank you. Can you please stop sharing? And we'll move on to the next team, which is going to be the Tech Sisters Events Portal. So that is Safa, Noor, Tarina, and Dakota. This is going to be another recording, but Noor will share it this time. So inshallah, it should be fine.
So let me know if there's any audio issue. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We're Team 7, and our project was to design an events portal for the Tech Sisters community. Our team is composed of Noor and Safa, who did back-end development, Taraneh, who did front-end development, Dakota, who did project management, that's me, and Ruba, who was our mentor. The problem we wanted to address was that we find we sometimes miss Tech Sisters events that we would have liked to attend or forget about events that we had meant to go to. We know that the Tech Sisters member base has a lot of responsibilities and things to manage with work, family, and community, and it's easy to miss a WhatsApp message or a LinkedIn post about an event. We also know that Tech Sisters events are a great source of personal development and self-growth, and that these things are important, but also tend to slip our minds when we get busy. That's why we think this is an area where the right tool can really make a difference to improve attendance. Additionally, at the moment, only one person can create events, that's Grace, so everything has to go through her, which is an extra task for her and not the most efficient system, especially as the community grows, inshallah. Our goal was to create a simple, intuitive events portal designed specifically for the Tech Sisters community. And unlike our current options, which are using third-party platforms like Luma, this portal will be integrated with the Tech Sisters Airtable database. It will allow community-only events, allow multiple people to create events, and it will be able to continually adapt to our community's needs. Our key features are a dashboard which shows all events, login feature with OTP, RSVP button which sends a reminder, a My Events page, and a Create an Event button. Our tech stack, React, was used for our front end, Java and Spring Boot for the back end, Postgres for the database, GitHub for version control, Render for deployment, and AI tools like Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT were used to create templates of UI code, which we then modified significantly and personalized.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, I am Safa, one of the developers along with Noor, and I'm going to walk you through our application. So our application is currently hosted on Render, and this is the dashboard of the application, which is going to show you a bunch of events that are being conducted by the community. I can also see the past events that have happened before. I can join the event, which is live right now. If I click on join now, it will navigate me to the meeting of the event, and I can also search the event by relevant keywords. Then if I want to view more details about an event, I can come here. I can see the details. I can also share the event if I want to, and I can also reserve a spot, which will prompt me to log in. And I'm going to give my Tech Sisters registered email here and click on send OTP. Once I receive the OTP in my email, I'm going to put it in here and sign in. After I log in, I can click on reserve a spot again, and I will be successfully RSVP to this event. After that, I also have an option to look at my events, which will specifically show the events that I have RSVP to, also the events that I have created. For the events that I have created, I have an option to edit them. I can edit anything and click on update event, or if I want to delete the event, I can do that too. I can also add any event to my calendar by clicking on add to calendar. If I'm an admin user, I also have an option to create the event, which I am right now. So I'm just going to create an event really quickly. After I create the event, I can see the event is here. And this is all we have for our app right now. Thank you.
So as far as challenges and lessons learned, we did have team members in Malaysia, India, Italy, and the USA, which created some workflow challenges, but we were able to improve our teamwork a lot with a lot of coordination and strategically tag teaming. So as one person was going to bed, the work was ready for the next person who was getting started. Also, none of us was familiar with all of the technology used, and we all had to learn some new skills and do some things outside of our wheelhouse. We also did face some technical limitations, which we were not able to overcome, mostly due to hosting service limitations at the free tier. So there may be delays if the site is inactive for too long on the first reload. Also, because Render blocks direct SMTP, we had to use a third-party API mailgun, which only has 100 emails a day. So that could be a challenge in the future. Possible additional features include an integrated AI feature that looks for the best time option based on participants' time zones, a calendar view, a recurring events feature, an opt-in automated weekly roundup newsletter that automatically sends a list of all events coming up that week every Monday, and an option to create public events. Right now, community only can register for events. At a higher level, next steps could include creating a mobile app into the web app, and of course, responding to user feedback to make improvements as needed. Thank you.
Wow, mashallah, that was like perfectly 5 minutes. Any questions for Noor?
I don't have any questions, but I just want to say that when you present this kind of a presentation, you don't need to justify whether there is a requirement for the audience, how useful it would be, because it just hits the nail in the coffin. So, I mean, the way you could pick up this idea and find it useful. So how long do you think it would take this to be a functional part of TechSister?
Actually, it's already functional. It's just that we have a few bugs that we still need to test and do enhancement. But the deployment and hosting is still an issue because we're hosting on render right now. And there's a limitation on the instance that we're using. So this one, I think we can discuss internally.
It would be amazing. So we can host our book club next time using
Yeah. And also, like currently, we don't know which events are taking place on the WhatsApp group. So this one, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Sharifa.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. One recommendation for me, probably for your next iteration, is to think about how you integrate it into other existing apps. I don't know if the Slack still exists. Was this something that could be embedded or integrated in one way or the other? Or can you integrate like your Google Meet links and all of that? So you've just got like one landing page to go consume and get your tech sisters refill.
We already have the Google Meet link
integrated. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, but this one you need to add it manually. It's not auto-generated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you will have to create a separate Gmeet, and then you add the link into that event so that the tech sister can just click on join now, and they will be redirected to that Google Meet. Safa, you want to say anything?
No. You're answering great.
Okay.
Yeah, mashallah, I love it. So I think if this is one of the best reasons why I'm not a judge, because this is so heavily biased to saving me time.
Yeah, we were thinking of having like a small icon like events on the Tech Sisters official website, and then you can just go to this portal.
Yeah.
Very easily
100%.
accessible.
We're definitely going to talk after this, inshallah. Fantastic. Really great job. Thank you so much, ladies. So we're past the halfway point. I had planned to give us a bit of a break at this point, but we're also, despite me like timing everything, we are a little bit behind schedule. So judges, up to you. Do you want to have a 5-minute break, or do you want to keep going? Okay, so indecisive means let's keep going. All right, alhamdulillah. Let's hear from MindMama next. So MindMama has, I love saying that name, mashallah. All right, Sandrine, Rosamond, Saba, Kenza, and Olawumi. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, take it away, Sandrine.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
Mama, YouTube. Okay. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. I'm Sandrine from the team. I'm the team lead from Sister Innovation Lab, and we're going to present you the idea we decide to develop for the hackathon. But first of all, let's meet my beautiful team. Then we're going to start. So Rosamond was the front-end developer. Kenza was the back-end developer. Saba, the data analyst. Olawumi, the ML AI specialist, and me. as a UX UI designer. Mental load. The topic of the ID, it's about that. Do you know how many people have touched by this problem, especially mother? I know that because I'm a mother too, and I'm pretty sure I have some mother in the room. So you can tap and click the emoji heart to show us your presence. So, okay. Let me introduce Sarah, 32 years old, mother of two. Like most of mom in our research, she felt constantly stressed and overwhelmed, especially around meals. She used Scaltered tool, notes, calendar, reminders, but nothing really helped. Her biggest pain point is always to thinking for everyone, especially what are we eating. So Sarah was based on our market research. Our market research was on UK and France. So the biggest problem of the mom meal, it was the meal prep, sorry. Meal prep is overwhelming for them. So we choose to develop this part for the project. And I'm gonna show you the demo, what we developed about that. So Kenza, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Welcome to the MindMama demo. On the homepage, you can see your weekly meal plan. We start by generating or editing a plan. You choose the days you want to plan for, the meal type, and how you want to generate it. If you choose the AI suggestion, the app asks for a few inputs: the number of people, cooking time, dietary requirements, and any preferences. Once you click Generate, the AI creates a meal suggestion just for you. You can view the full recipe and save it back to the homepage. You can also choose the new recipe option. Here you enter your own information and save that to the plan. You can also select the saved recipes option to reuse recipes you've already saved before. Back on the homepage, every saved meal appears in your weekly plan, and based on the recipes in your plan, you can also have a shopping list you can use while you go shopping. Okay, so I'm going to go over the architectural design really quickly. This is the design we came up with. Designing this helped us plan the project clearly and define responsibilities from the start. The backend and the AI layer handle most of the heavy lifting. Backend handles generating the recipes, storing, updating the plans, and creating the shopping list. But I think the part that will interest everyone the most is the AI part, which uses pre-structured prompts integrated with the user's inputs, such as cooking time, the number of people you're cooking for, dietary needs, and returns a custom recipe from an external LLM to the backend, then to the front end and the database. This design will also make it easier to scale and develop in the future.
Okay, thank you, Kenza. So about the branding, our branding is directly built from the inside of the research. So the people choose MindMama. Mother describe a very heavy mental load. They feel stressed, tired, often alone, and meal prep is constantly appear of one of the most difficult tasks. So we choose a soft stimulation visual, a calming lavender tone for the serenity, beige and rose accent for the kindness, and the highly readable roboto typeface to avoid adding any cognitive effort. So the slogan is lighten your mind, simplify you every day, capture exactly what users are asking for to ease their mental load and simplify their daily life. So for the future, in the next iteration, we're gonna fix some bugs, extend the functionality to suggest a plan on batch cooking, for example, and we're gonna improve the UI, the flow, and add other features like mood tracker, family dashboard, and we will prioritize which feature can help in their life. So thank you for your attention.
MashaAllah, incredible. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Amy, you have your hand up.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was a great presentation. Thanks. I want the app in my phone. So I was wondering if your thoughts of making it an app on selling it in the future, the first question. And the second question is, why did you decide to choose the meal prep preference? Like you had a lot of choices. Why did you choose to focus on the meal prep, the cooking part of our mental load?
Okay, thank you. About why we choose the meal prep, it's because we did a user market research, and when we ask some question, the meal prep was one of the tasks who was heavy for the mother. So that's why we choose this this feature in priority.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Miriam, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yes, I do. I'd like to say well done. And the first image from the slide, the mental load, that's the story of my life. I can relate to that 100%. My question is, what's your key differentiator from your competitors? Because there are loads and loads of apps that do quite similar to what you do.
So I can take that question. There are a lot of apps on the market that do similar things. We've had a look at a lot of them, and we found that the navigation through the apps were not as cohesive, and sometimes there were way too many features that weren't easy to flow through and try to really organize and take that mental load off of us. And the AI integrations seem to be more like chatbots or external. They weren't natural in its use. And I think the way we've designed it, the UI for it to generate those AI meals without really seeing that AI and generating those meals for us and having them integrated into one organized spot where you have everything you need for your weekly shop makes the experience a lot more fluid and easy and natural, which is what we're trying to do. We're trying to reduce the mental load of others using the app.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Ziya.
I mean, I had 2 questions. One thing, I feel like I wish you could design something where I tell what I have in my fridge and you generate the recipe, because that would be more helpful. The other thing is, I feel like if your AI hallucinates and it tells me to put salt in my tea, it would become an issue. So how would you manage that? Because this could be hit or miss if your AI is hallucinating.
Absolutely. So it's funny that you mentioned taking a picture of your fridge and having a meal generated for you. It was one of the original ideas that we had. Actually, we had so many ideas to begin with, so many. We had to choose one, and we chose the meal prep one because we thought that a lot of mothers would resonate with that one specifically. And we could develop that further into taking image information and a lot of other factors that would help, but we still wanted to keep the UI and the whole experience clean. As for the hallucination, that's definitely something we have to consider in the future. The only kind of
for now, the hallucination, we used a kind of strict prompting to guide the hallucination, and we have some guides in place in the prompting. So there's a structured prompting on the AI layer that guides the hallucination, and we also have a kind of normalization JSON that actually normalizes the outputs from the AI before it gets displayed to the user. So there are some control features to handle that.
Mashallah, good. Couple seconds left in Q&A. Sharifat, do you want to ask your question?
Quick question. Mine is a branding question. I've already shared my ask for the future backlog. Why MindMama? Because when I look at the problem that you're solving and then you talk about meal prep, when I think MindMama, I'm thinking, so what was the thinking behind the name? Because the name doesn't really tell me exactly, the name and what the app does feels a bit disconnected for me.
So yeah, I understand. It's because the time we have for the hackathon, it was very short, so we just concentrated about the meal prep, but it's like have a lighter mind for the mom. I don't know if it's clear. If it's not clear, you can tell me.
Yeah, I think the reason the MindMama does not encapsulate the whole idea, because the meal prep is just a feature out of the whole idea.
The original idea was a lot more comprehensive.
Yes, I was thinking something like Mama's assistant, Mama's helper.
We did think of this. It's so funny you said that.
But mine is like MindMama. I thought was like, okay, listen to your mom or pay attention to your mom or something. It did feel like something that was built for Mama.
Yeah.
Like maybe Mama's
Mamas
to we definitely need the app. You figure out the name, but we definitely need the app. I need the app.
100%. All right, name to be confirmed, and let's go on. I also think the logo kind of reminded me of McDonald's with like the two M's or the M.
I saw someone put Mama Assistant. I think we had this too, but the user used MindMama. It's not us, it's the user.
There you go. Alhamdulillah. Excellent work. These all have a reaction, so it really resonates. Let's go on to the next team, which is Iron Bloom. It sounds quite funny too, mashallah. Farha, Yasmin, Shireen, and Rida. You ready to present? Yeah, so are you there? Team 10,
Yeah,
Farha.
we're ready. We're
Oh, there you
ready.
go. Okay.
All right. So hello everybody. We're going to talk about our app called Iron Bloom. So the team members include myself, Farah, who is a UI UX designer, Yasmin, who is a project manager, and myself and Rida were the full stack devs on the project. So the problem that we were trying to tackle was iron deficiency through our app.
Shireen, if you're sharing your screen, we can't see anything.
Oh. Let me just
Sorry to
try
interrupt.
again. I'm sorry, I'll start over. I'm really sorry, guys.
Nice. It's okay, it's okay. Okay. No problem, no problem.
Can you see the screen now?
No. Nope, here it comes.
Okay, so I'll just, yeah, hopefully everybody can see the screen now.
Yep, you're all set.
All right, I'll just make it full screen so everyone can see it clearly. Okay. So the name of our app is Iron Bloom, and my team members include myself and Rida, the full stack devs, Farha, the UI UX designer, and Yasmin, who is the project manager. So the problem that we were trying to tackle was iron deficiency, which is a very common problem amongst women, especially women who are menstruating heavily or who are postpartum. Studies have shown that nearly 40% of girls and young women struggle to get enough iron in their diet. And people do take iron supplements, but it's not a viable option for everyone because a lot of women complain about side effects like constipation, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting when they take iron supplements. It causes problems. So we wanted to build an app that helps to tackle the problem in a more natural and intuitive way through diet and through information. So our goal was to create a simple, very approachable, visually guided experience that helps women users understand, track, and improve their daily iron consumption through their diet without feeling overwhelmed.
Assalamu alaikum.
right.
My name is Farah. I will be walking you through the solution of our app that our app will provide, as well as explore the user interface and design of our web application. Our solution for iron deficient women is a simple, user-friendly web app that helps people understand and improve their daily iron intake through diet alone. Our goal with Iron Bloom was to create a tool that feels supportive, not clinical, simple, but still informative, and ultimately something users would enjoy returning to every day. We combined 3 key features to solve this problem effectively. A recipe library automatically recommends iron-rich recipes, which may be generated based on your intake for the day, helping users reach their target without guesswork. An iron consumption tracker, a quick intuitive tool that measures how much iron you get from each food and how close you are to your daily goal. An AI chatbot that users can use to help and personalize, get personalized advice to naturally boost iron intake in each meal. By focusing on a clean design and an easy to follow experience, our solution makes dietary iron intake tracking approachable, personalized, and sustainable for everyday users. We used Figma to create a prototype with clickable end-to-end user flow. This helped us envision a user interface that is clean and intuitive. We focused on 3 key design principles: simplicity, clarity, and pleasing user interface. From the colors to the layout to the flow, each choice supports users in forming a healthy daily habit. We intentionally used warm, pleasing colors to subtly connect to iron-rich foods and health. We use the iron consumption tracker to be as beginner-friendly as possible. Users can quickly search for foods, iron values in mgs, and instantly see recipes that are provided. Thank you. I'll hand it over to Rida to talk about the technical side.
Yes, thank you. So for the tech stack, like Farah mentioned, we used Figma, HTML, CSS, TypeScript, all combined to create Angular, and also GitHub for repository monitoring. And the reason why we used Angular with TypeScript was because for web development, this is a very strong choice. It provides structured, scalable framework that helps maintain larger projects, which this one was. And also it has inbuilt features like dependency injection, routing, and powerful UI components, which reduces the speed for development. It can also be expanded to use data very easily, thanks to its built-in tools for handling APIs and state. With that, I'll pass it on to the next slide.
So I'm going to do a live demo of the app. This is the homepage of the app. Can everybody see the screen fine? I just switched screens.
No, you're still on the live demo slide.
Okay, let me just switch screens here. Please give me a moment.
And FYI, you guys are at the 5-minute mark. So keep the demo quick. It's okay.
Can everybody see the screen now?
Loaded.
So this is the homepage of the app. This is the it has 3 main links. So it's a prototype that helps you to discover iron-rich recipes, track your daily intake, and chat with a nutrition-aware AI chatbot. Can everybody still see the screen?
Yes.
Yep, you're fine.
Okay, so the first feature that we worked on was the curated iron-rich recipe library, which looks like this. So it has a whole bunch of iron-rich recipes, and we have a search feature that allows users to search by category, like dinner. It shows you only the dinner recipes, or lunch, shows you lunch recipes. And users can search by ingredients, like, for example, lentil, or so it shows all the recipes with those ingredients. So this is a very intuitive recipe library. Users can look up recipes, and we also intend to add a bookmark feature and a favorite feature in the future, and also the ability to print out recipes. So that's the recipe library feature. And then we have a daily iron tracker, which allows users to add it shows them the daily goal for iron consumption, and how much they have remaining. So they can add what they have consumed during the day, and it tells you how much they have remaining. So that is the iron tracker. It helps you to keep a track. So this is still a work in progress, definitely. So we want to use an open AI API to get the iron content of different kinds of food. We want to connect with a suitable, reliable API to get the iron content in different foods. That's the future goal. So basically, we created a simple iron tracker for right now that helps users to track how much iron they have consumed. So this is an AI-aware coach feature, which allows users to ask any question. For example, I'm going to ask a question like, how can I improve, or like, how do I know if I am iron deficient? And it will give you an answer. And or you could ask, give me a spinach recipe, and it shows you a suitable recipe from the recipe library that you can look up. Or which vitamin is most important, for which vitamins improve iron absorption. So it gives you an answer based on, so it always gives an answer based on 20 or 30 facts in the context of that, because we wanted to keep it safe, and we wanted to have information based, rooted in established facts only. So it's whatever answer it gives within the context of those 20 to 30 facts. So
Okay.
the goal is
Shireen,
yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're 5 minutes over. Please, let's wrap it up and go into questions, inshallah.
I'm sorry. Can we just, my friends had like just a couple more slides. Can we just finish it up?
I already had to stop the other team for that. So let's take questions now, inshallah, because it is quite over and we're late in the call. So judges, but mashallah, really great work. Judges, any questions for Iron Bloom?
Just want to say, good job. I have an iron deficiency, so I can be a user, but just suggestions. I'm not a heavy meat eater, and most of the iron comes from chicken and other kind of meats. So you might want to consider people who have allergies or dietary requirements as a way to guide them to which kind of food they can select, because there's nothing like this available on the market.
Actually shows, like if you click on the recipe, it shows you the allergens over there. So it shows you the information about the allergens right there.
Cool.
Yeah, but we definitely do have an intention to make it even more intuitive than it is. We wanted it to be an app that everyone loves to use and relies on. And we want to increase the search criteria so they can search through any option that they want, like look up, through allergens or dietary restrictions or anything.
Yeah, I think the next part of this project was also to add for you, so they're able to kind of add in their profiles, you know, if they're allergic to recipes should be filtered out to be for them. So yeah, we think about.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Mariam, go ahead and ask your question.
I'm just wanting to say great presentation. And also as someone who is iron deficient and I'm trying to eat clean at the moment, this matters a lot to me. There's a need for something like this in the market. What are the sources of your nutritional data for iron content in natural food? Is this from a verified database or clinical source?
So we definitely were considering using OpenAI, but we decided not to, because we don't want to create an app that is not rooted in nutrition science. So that is definitely a future goal for us. We want to make an app that relies on nutritional experts. So what we did alternatively for the present hackathon is we built a chatbot that relies only on 15 to 20 established research iron facts. So it uses those 15 to 20 facts to answer any questions. It guides users back to those 15 to 20 facts always. But in the future, we want to make it an app that is supported by guidance from nutritional experts. And we want to use an AI, we want to use an API that has that is backed by nutritionists and scientists.
MashaAllah. Nice. Sharifat, last question, and then let's move on, inshallah. You put your hand down, so we're good?
Oh, I was talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
I was saying,
Yeah,
I think some of my questions had already been asked, but what I was going to add is if you considered integrating with other health apps, I think similar to, like, for example, I've got like 7 different health apps on my phone tracking different things. but I'm starting to see them all have health sync that's allowing me to bring all of them into one. So it'll be good if you can consider that, because if I'm then tracking iron consumption, which I definitely need in one app, but I'm tracking all of my meals in another app, is it possible to link those two apps and get my meal details from Noom or something, or my Samsung Health app already?
Absolutely, that's a great idea, and we really there's so much potential in this app. We actually we included all of that on the homepage itself, like what we want to do. There's with this app in the future. It's potentially there's so much we can do with this, and this is just like a start, and we want to deploy it to Vercel or using Vercel or some even like cloud technology later on if we can scale it. And right now it's just using a minimal chat UI, but later on we want to build something that is much more helpful.
I think even to your point, like having it linked is such a great idea. And we also thought of linking it to the I think at those stages in a woman's life, like, I most times it's less, so people quite vulnerable when actually need to all these. So it'd be great if we could kind of and actually give like active feedback to the user rather than wait for the user to come to us.
Okay, alhamdulillah, thank you so much. Iron Bloom, this is such a great project, and you can see it really resonates with so many people. Really great job. Let's move on to the next team, which is IqraLearnHub. And this is, I've lost my place. Nelly, Khadija, and Amina.
No, assalamu alaikum. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, all good.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hamina Tajose, and I'll be presenting on behalf of the Group 12 IqraLearnHub. It's a smart Islamic and academic learning app for young children. And these are the team members, Khadija, Naila, Haminat, and Grace, our mentor. So yes, we wanted to meet Aisha. Aisha is 11 years old, and Aisha is a bit shy and loves to ask questions from her mom. She's asking every single time, why do we do this? Who is this? But like many busy parents, her mom struggles to answer her every single time. So she sometimes have to go through Google, YouTube, and she's confused because there are a lot of results that are mixed with complex explanations or even content that she doesn't feel comfortable with. So one particular day, she met with a friend in school and we were just talking about something. She then felt more curious but overwhelmed with the loads of information on the internet. So that's where IqraLearnHub comes in. With IqraLearnHub, she's able to select her age group and then choose her subject and also type a question. And within seconds, she's going to get a gentle age-appropriate explanation just for her age, someone of her age. No fear, no misinformation, no scrolling through random videos. And the problem statement is a lot of children these days, they learn online, but contents are either too advanced or not suitable for the different age group. And parents usually struggle to find safe, accurate, and age-appropriate content all in one place. Our solution is an AI-powered learning application that was built with React Native and Fast API that gives children personalized Islamic and academic lessons based on their age, subject, and daily practice. And technology used was React Native for the front end, Fast API for back end, OpenAI API for AI. Then we deployed it on Render and used GitHub for version control. The key features include AI generated explanation,
you're able to like daily tracking, daily lesson tracking, and then we've also got auto-generated quizzes to test whether the child really understood the explanation, and then Islamic content, clean and easy UI design, and a personalized learning journey.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khadija. Welcome to IqraLearnHub, an AI-powered educational hub for children aged from 10 to 17. It provides safe, age-appropriate Islamic and academic learning through interactive question and answer and mini quizzes. Learners choose their age and subject, ask questions, and receive instant, clear, and engaging answers. Parents and educators can trust this content is accurate and appropriate. IqraLearnHub makes learning fun, dynamic, and personalized, helping children grow academically and spiritually anytime, anywhere. Let me take you through the app. When you click here, it will take you to the login day. If you do not have login with us, you can come and sign up here. After signing up, let me sign up with this. After signing up, it will create an account for you. Then come back here to login. So I come here to login. So when I click on login, it comes to the age selection page where I pick my age, which is I'm using 10 years old. Then I want to learn Islamic understanding. Then I click here and here. I will come here to come and ask my question. This is my home screen, which is also my dashboard. Right is Assalamu alaikum, my age, and the subject I picked. So I'm coming here to say what is tajweed in Islam. What is tajweed in Islam? So I'm asking the IqraLearn to answer me. But before the answer comes up, let us go to Explore. Explore is showing all the subjects and all the topics I've asked. Introduction to science, what is science? Mathematics, what is decimal? What is fractions? An example. Then Islamic study, who is Aisha, who is Prophet Muhammad? It will tell me the answers I get from the AI. You tell me the answers I've got from the AI. You can see. And it can also, it saves for day 2 also. This is day 2 that I've already picked. So these are and you can also delete anything you want to delete here. Like I can delete this one now and delete. So I'm coming back here to progress. So from here now, you can see that it has already generated our answers for us. Which tajweed in Islam is a proper way of reciting Quran. This. Then there's a view ready for a quick question. You can answer these questions or the AI helps you to answer it. Then when I click on this, the AI prompts out the answer for me. Tajweed is important in Islam because it helps us recite the Quran correctly and with beautiful pronunciation. So I can come here to progress state, and this is my profile. Thank you.
Okay. So why does it matter? It is very convenient. You can learn anywhere with just a smartphone, clear and simple understanding. It's a support for teachers, and it's also engaging for the learners. And our future plan includes we've added a placeholder speech-to-text prompt generation. We also plan to add a parent or teacher dashboard and also multi-language support. And lastly, we plan to integrate database to save longer time learning history. The lesson learned were back-end front-end alignment matters. We had a bit of issues aligning the back-end code to the front-end design. Then we also learned that collaboration accelerates progress, and real-world deployment is a skill also. Yeah. So I think the final message is IqraLearnHub makes learning interactive, personal, and modern. Thank you.
Oh, mashallah, really great job. Nice work. So good to see it. Any questions from the judges?
I want to say when you started, I got so excited about it because I teach at a mosque to kids sometimes. And subhanAllah, their questions are all over. They're one of my toughest audience to teach. So, but having said that, when you showed the demo, I felt you are restricting your categories because once kids get curious, especially in West, they have wild ideas. And how are you going to tackle that? And given that OpenAI has come up with this idea of catering to erotica, there's something called AI psychosis. So you simply cannot rely on one API going to ChatGPT or large language models because all these companies are going in a very different direction. They're here to make money. So they're catering to different audience. And what if your AI gives you an answer which the kids should not be given? So how would you handle that?
Okay, yeah, so we actually plan to have a disclaimer in the app to tell them that they need to verify some information. So just to know that everything that the AI has given them should not be totally relied on. And we would also integrate more like an adult kind of check whereby parents can access what their children are actually saying on the app, so they can just vet through it once in a while. So I don't know. I don't know. But does that answer the question?
No, yeah, makes sense. So it's essentially what you're saying is that you still need a human in the loop or adult in the loop, and kids would not be the direct audience for it.
I will be slightly concerned because you talked about a kid logging in, and I don't think that a kid would have the awareness to would have enough awareness to validate what the AI publishes to them. So maybe you need to think about putting some guardrails around where, and then maybe that's because you've also broadened the categories. It doesn't allow you to like point to a specific book of knowledge or a specific knowledge library. So you might want to point it to a specific knowledge library and put guardrails to avoid hallucination, especially when it comes to religious matters. Because if you're going to use OpenAI, there's a lot of constraints and there's a lot of Western bias that has infused into the algorithm's perception of Islam.
Yeah, sure. We are going to do that. That will be our part of the future plans, and we are going to have a parent and teachers dashboard too that can help them to navigate with the students, with the children, so that it won't be like we are just and the children will just come to the app alone, and there won't be guidance.
Okay, thank you so much.
MashaAllah. Mariam, let's hear your question and then we can move on to the next group, inshallah.
I'd like to say it's a great concept, and Aisha is my 5-year-old. I was about to say, let me know when the app is ready and I will happily be a client. But then when you were asked about, I think the hallucination, you had mentioned having a disclaimer, and that for me is a no, because having to trust my 5-year-old with your app whilst you have a disclaimer conflicts trust. So I wouldn't want to sign up for something like that. So rather than having a disclaimer, just having measures in place so the app doesn't hallucinate.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. That is part of our future plan. You know, this is just like a month kind of hackathon, but it's that what you say now, it will be part of our future plan. Thank you.
Okay, alhamdulillah, really, really good work. Moving right along, we have Jiya, which is Javaria. You ready to go ahead?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet. Yep. Okay, here we go.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Jiya, and today I'll be sharing with you my idea around a personalized weaning book generator. So this is about using AI to create personalized illustrated stories to make the weaning transition easier for families. So I wanted to begin by sharing a little bit of a personal story. I'm a mom, and I'm currently looking into how to wean my son from breastfeeding, and I was looking on the internet as one does and to find some resources, and I came across the idea of weaning books and specifically creating personalized weaning books. So this image here is a personal story that I developed for my own son. I made a little book for him. I picked up pictures, drew out the story. So then when we were doing this hackathon, I thought maybe that I could try recreating this potentially for other moms. So, a lot of sisters are asking really good questions. And so the question is, why would we design a personalized book? So first step is to think about easing transitions. Weaning can be a challenging time for both mom and children, and books can provide a gentle way to explain this life transition, especially for younger kids. This approach uses something called social stories, and these are visual cues to help children understand and help explain some different changes and transitions. It's actually particularly effective for children on the spectrum who benefit from this type of learning. why go with a personalized book rather than do a like a traditional book? I find that the traditional books are very text heavy, and the average age of a person who is weaning their child is around 1.5 in the West. And those children, like, they don't benefit from a lot of text. So simple visual stories work better for young minds. And lastly, a personalized touch can make things very meaningful for a child. Lots of good questions here have been asked about why not just use ChatGPT. And for me, I tried and I did some market research on using these tools and developed prompts to ask. And the main problem is that there is a consistency issue. General models also that are available for everyday use are prone to bias, and they're also less representative of different groups of people. And when it comes to children, privacy and security is very important, and it's very critical to be in control of what it is that you're sharing and what you're getting back. So example, like these are examples of the prompts that I gave to ChatGPT, and you can see like these are the only 2 images that I was able to come up with, and you can see like it's different across the same story. So my process was focused on developing a, here, I think I'll just move on to a visual slide that shows. So I wanted to develop actually my own personal machine learning model, because then again, I can control the outcome, I can control the safety, I can control all the different elements to ensure that there's no, like there's nothing weird generated. And I was really focused on wanting to create something that would capture the feature of different kids. So I started with the synthetic data ingestion. So these are like fake synthetic images. And I use something called LoRa training, which is like a smaller model, just imagine. And I use it to train my, on my synthetic data set. And then I plug that into basically a large AI model. And then I developed the user interface. And I will show you an example. In this process, I tested a bunch of different image learning models, and you can see like I prompted each one of these different, think of these as different artists, and I prompted them and asked them to develop a child playing in the garden, and these are the different types of images that it gave me back, and I ended up choosing the last anime style model. And sorry, I'm just trying to go fast because I want to be mindful of time. Give me a sec. I want to show you the in action. Okay, so this is the demo of the product itself. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Perfect. Okay. So far you can see you can have the child's name and you can choose an avatar. So initially I wanted to create something that you could upload your own pictures, but I understand from a privacy and security perspective that that would not work. So instead I developed like different characters. And sorry, this pipeline takes a second to run, so it's kind of slow because I'm generating. But finally, it lets you create, sorry, let me go back. So currently right now, the story is hard-coded, aka it's not, like the story is essentially guided and the images are the things that you're allowed to customize. And what I use the story to be is, again, stuff that's currently existing in books about discussion of, sorry, 1 second, let me go back. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just taking me a second to, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see safety first.
Okay, perfect. So Lastly, some things that I've learned is, again, I developed my own model. In this idea was to be able to manage risks better, so we can better control the safety, have multi-layers of protection, and even the manual text review process has been added to ensure there's no inappropriate content. The next steps for me would be to expand the character library. So we'll use more training data to create more diverse characters that are representative of different ethnicities, have more safety guardrails, and then like the final and the ultimate idea would be to have customizable storylines and images. That's it. Thank you so much.
Mashallah, that's so cute. Any questions from the judges?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Siva.
Just want to appreciate for building your in-house model. So was it which model did you use?
Yeah, so there are there's a website called Hugging Face, which essentially hosts a lot of different models that you can try out that let you take text to image. They're essentially like, yeah. So Hugging Face.
What I mean, yeah, I know Hugging Face. Was it Gamma? Was it Mistral? What was the model?
It's called Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is the general overall artist. Do you need the specific? If I can send you the specific link.
No. Okay, I was getting to the question that what was the size of your model? Because when you start hosting anything in-house, the issue is like whether you need GPUs and so forth. Like, did you consider that aspect?
Yes, so totally. This has actually been the biggest constraint for me in this process. And because I was trying to do this open source and free, I had to utilize Google and Kaggle for training my own models. And actually, at the end, I ran out of free units completely. And that is the current constraint. So putting something out this into production would actually involve an initial investment of money just to be able to generate the images on all together. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic constraint
Yeah.
of anything in-house, and that's why you have tech monopoly and everyone's using API to access. So yeah, I wanted to ask you what kind of challenges did you face if you went ahead? So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Anything else? Sharifat, Mariam, any other questions?
For me, I think the key thing was, why did you restrict it to just Weaning? Like, I felt like there was so much potential, especially with you building and developing your own model. I think there's so much potential for you to extend it beyond just Weaning.
Yes, totally. I think it just comes from like, I wanted the target audience to be specific. And keeping in mind, like, because then it allows me, by hard coding the story and focusing it on Weaning, it allows me to focus more on the image generation piece. But totally, like, I completely agree with you that in the future, like, this could be open to different customized storylines for sure.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Such a beautiful project. Love it, love it, love it. We are at our last project, folks. We did it. We've got there. Mataconnect, Mariam, bring us home. MashaAllah. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen, the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Mariam, and I am a solo hacker. My mentor is Grace, and thank you, Grace, for mentoring me throughout this journey. So, I'm going to just start with a little story about myself. So, this was me in 2022. I was in Nigeria and I decided to move to the UK alone. Moving alone, there were a lot of struggles, like we know, like moving solo, like to a new country, new jobs, and all those new things. So in 2023, I was aggressively searching for communities, and my main focus was safe spaces, and that means more women-focused communities. And that was when I discovered like the problem with like finding those communities. I'm a part of Tech Sisters and other amazing communities, but the problem was I joined those communities almost by accident. I remember Tech Sisters, I went to a hackathon in Birmingham and someone just randomly told me about a WhatsApp group, and that's how I joined Tech Sisters. And I've spoken to people who actually have joined communities and know about communities just through word of mouth. And yeah, in 2024, 2025, I have joined other amazing communities, mostly through close friend and close group. And this is me in all these amazing communities, and Tech Sisters is one of them. So the main problem is we have fragmented systems. When I was in 2023 searching for these communities, I was mostly going through Eventbrite, LinkedIn, Instagram, word of mouth, and there are some unknown places, like people don't even know, you just randomly find yourself in those communities. So community searching was just so hard, and it was so difficult to discover amazing communities. So this image is just for this hackathon. Maybe we might know all these faces, but mashallah, we have Grace, who is like the founder of Tech Sisters, and we have some other amazing communities like Coding Black Female and all those amazing communities. But something I've noticed with all these communities that we have these founders putting in all the hard works, but meeting their target users, like people like me and others, is kind of difficult to like reach those people that they have built all these amazing communities for. So for this hackathon, I did a survey among 20 people, a mix of like women and community founders. So 15 people found amazing communities they have joined through word of mouth, and around 11, they don't even know where to find those communities. And 5 out of the founders, also community founders, mentioned they find it hard to reach their target users. The solution is Mataconnect. Mataconnect is an AI-powered web application. So the main aim is to make searching very easy. Just think how you would put all your text on ChatGPT, but at this point, it's just going to return the list of all the communities you need. So I'm going to do a very quick live demo. And you can check Mataconnect. It's actually live on mataconnect.org. You can test this also. So we have the homepage. We have 10 communities that we highlight like every week. And yeah, this is just the homepage. This is the main brain behind Mataconnect. So this search is like how you have ChatGPT text input. You can put anything you want. So for example, I would just with this, I need communities to help me learn finance. Then I ask, you can add extra filters, a search, and it come back with amazing communities. Female Invest, I don't know if anyone have heard about them. Black Girl Finance, Women Coding Community. It gets, the search gets lower, like because we just have like 3 finance searches. So here you can open to see more about the community. So there's a community highlight here. So it gives you all the information you need to click and find or join that community. So we have all the social media tags. You can visit the website. This is the in-house tagging we did, and the location, the website, you can share the community, and a little bit of introduction about the community. So, and you can also submit a community. So if you find that there is a community that is missing, like you can submit the community here. So I'm going back to the slide. So the main architecture, the front end is built with React, and we have a back end which is built on top of Fast API. So there is a MongoDB database. This is where all the communities you've seen, they are all stored in MongoDB. The search happens through something called a vector search. So the vector search is, we use MongoDB vector search atlas. So once you send a request, so like what I did, I need a community of women in finance. It makes a request to the back end. It makes a request to Gemini embedding, and it asks for the vector of that text. Once it gets the vector of that text, it returns it back to the back end. The back end sends the request to MongoDB Atlas Search to make a vector search, because all the communities that we have already been embedded based on their description, their tags. So that is how you would be able to do like the searches and match the communities that people inquire from. So the main, this was built before the hackathon, like the app, but the main thing in this hackathon is the data pipeline, because we have this app, but then we don't have enough data. Like, so the main thing in this hackathon for me was like scaling the app. So to scale the app, I built a community enricher. So the community enricher is on GitHub. I shared the link. It's what it does is it accepts the URL of a community, and it returns a clean, structured JSON data that is ready to be saved down into the DB. So the enricher is built with OpenAI API. So once you have a URL, it makes a request to OpenAI, and it's also use it to like a web search tool. It downloads all the web content of that community website, and it's make a request to the OpenAI, giving it all the text, and then it comes back with all the answers, like the description, the social media links, like everything you saw on the website. So this is going to help with data scaling. So prior to doing the AI community enricher, all the communities there were manually like imputed. So this is going to help with like scaling the app. So the key challenges and next step is the cost to enrich a community. So I tried playing with these, and it cost around £1 to enrich one single community. But the problem is because when I scrape, like when I make a request to a website, it returns all the text for the website, and OpenAI charges per token. So it is very, very expensive because the token is large. So one of the things I'm going to do after this hackathon is to remove unnecessary HTML tags, JavaScript tags, and just use this text that is needed for the embedding. Then this brings us to more communities data. So once the enricher is fine, sorry.
Yeah, just flagging, Miriam, you're 3 minutes over. So last bits.
Yeah, then the other thing is the scraping pipeline, which is to scrape other data from different data sources. Then we have a user profile and personalization recommendation. This is the conclusion. This is the main key points of what Mataconnect is doing. It's like a discovery engine for women-led communities. It makes searching and discovering communities very, very seamless and easy. So you can check it out on mataconnect.org. Thank you.
Mashallah, amazing. Love it. Lots of comments in the chat as well. Any questions from the judges? And do you want to stop sharing your screen, Mary? Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Shrikad.
I think for me, it's a fantastic idea. And because I speak Hausa, I understand what Mata means. And so I get the name. But what comes to mind for me is you've got Circle now that is doing something very similar. I know it's not just for women, but it's also hosting where you can find something in your local community. You can, so what's going to be your key differentiator? And what would be your strategy for attracting people to use Mataconnect instead of some of those other mainstream apps?
So yeah, the main thing is the focus on women. I know Psycho is more comprehensive on other things, but So that's why like scaling the data is very important. So if people would visit and they know they would find the communities they have, like they need, I think it's a good strategy to allow people to like know that I can get everything I want, women focused here in this app. So yeah, that's like the main strategy, like the differentiator. Yeah.
Okay, just a question from the judge, and then Korea, we can go to you afterwards. But Miriam, go ahead.
Hi, Mariam. That was a great presentation. Just to say, I struggle to find communities around me simply because I'm based in Scotland, and I do understand what Mata means. It means women. If you're able to nail down on your branding, where as a woman, I go on your website, I'd be able to connect. I know that this is a platform where I'd be able to meet other women like me, women of color, different backgrounds, whatever. Then you'd be able to get more people to sign up to Mataconnect rather than going onto Circle. Personally, I would rather sign up to a platform where it's tailored to women like me rather than going to a larger community. So just niche down and brand.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you.
All right, Siba, just for the judge question, and then.
Yeah, I'll just add to this bit where, I mean, building communities, what I find it harder is where there's a focus of Deen as well, because generally Muslim brothers find places where they can go ahead and talk. Finding Muslim women who are practicing is so tough. And so subhanAllah, like I'm very passionate about Asma al-Husna. I've been trying to build a community around it. If someone is interested to join, please reach out. I'll put the link in the chat as well. So I tried searching Asma al-Husna and there was no answer, and it makes sense. But what you could do is build a feedback pipeline. So if a community does not come in, it would give you essentially an idea that people are searching for these things and I need to add it. So you can build a feedback pipeline. But I completely agree. I could relate to the idea because I moved to UK many years ago, and especially if you go into uni, and subhanAllah, like you feel like holding on to your deen is like essentially you're traversing a path where there's thorns around, especially if you come from a tech background. You're going to be the only woman in your class or in your lab. And subhanAllah, you wear hijab, so which is a different story altogether. So yeah, finding communities is important. You're essentially average of 5 people who you surround yourself with. So it's so important to surround yourself with people who you can relate to and who you can have those conversations. But yeah, a very well identified problem.
Thank you.
MashaAllah. Okay, Korea, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say I really like the idea. It's a really good idea. But I have a question. So is it only for UK, the results, or anywhere in the world, the communities?
For now, like the focus is UK, but the plan is to have more data. I think that's the main thing. Like once we have more data to cover like more regions, like it would cover any other places. But yeah, the focus now is more UK communities and groups. Yeah. But we have a lot of communities also that are like global. So that's like another main focus. Yeah.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Miriam. You saw how it resonated with so many people. Really exciting. And we've reached the end of the demos, everybody. We did it. MashaAllah, it's such a great night. So what's going to happen now is the judges are going to take a 15 and we're going to deliberate, go over the scores that they've been tallying, and we will have a result by the end of that. The rest of us are going to take a 5-minute break. Take a break as long as you like. And then when we come back, we'll do some networking questions. We'll do some chit-chatting while we wait for the judges to have their decision. But let's all have a break, have a cup of tea, and we will find out the winner by 15 minutes, inshallah. Okay, all right. See, I'll turn off my camera. We'll have a 5-minute break, and then I'll turn my camera back on, and we'll have some networking stuff. So see, take it away. Let's hear it.
How do you want us to tell it, Grace? Where do you want us to start?
You can, I think everyone's really primed and would like to hear it. So you can go straight in and just say who it is, or you can say like, oh, everyone was so good.
Whoever, and then the winner, and do it like that.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, should we do the top 3 or should we just do the winner?
Do the top 3.
Top 3, then winner last.
Okay. I think maybe just general feedback to everybody was all of the presentation was fantastic in just this really short time that you had. It was incredibly, for me, inspiring to see what you've been able to achieve. And I think regardless of what we say, we're just 3 lovely women trying our hardest to choose the ones that we think is best. But I think regardless of what we say, I hope that all of the teams actually take up their ideas and build on it with some of the feedback that we've given as well. Zeba, Mariam, I don't know if there's anything you want to add.
Yeah, I just want to say that the outcomes don't matter. It's about the efforts you put in your life. So it's just not about this. It's about everything. So, and it's your Nia. Why did you do it? So you all are winners in your sense. And as Sharifat was saying, we're just 3 lovely women who tried to judge, and it was a difficult job. Given we all have our personal life, and just to do a project for a few months just speaks about the commitment you have for the task and for tech, essentially. And hopefully we see more Muslim women coming out in tech industry, and inshallah will grow as a community.
So I would like to say thank you to Grace for putting something like this. Honestly, I had no idea that something like this exists. And to the amazing women, I don't think I'd be able to write all of the codes that you've written so far and build all of the things that you've done so far. Amazing, amazing, well done.
Okay, who wants to be the bearer of the news? I don't think we agree.
You spoke first, Sharifat. You should do it.
Oh, okay. I know everybody's tensed. Everybody's a winner, as Mariam said. So I think first flowers and medals to everybody.
Let's clap our hands. Just a little.
Is where I would start. Oh, Mariam says she's very tense. Okay, this is more pressure on me now. I need to diffuse the tension. Chris is like, who's the smart woman now? She's already crazy. Okay, I'd start. I think it was quite tough for us. And I don't know, Grace, how well people know what the judging criteria was. We're well aware. And I think that's where we had to look at a lot of things. We had to look at the presentation. We also, believe it or not, we were looking through your code. So reading through the codes, looking at the coding style, how well commented, how well did we understand the code and the flow of the code. We were also looking at the problem and how well you understood the problem you were trying to solve and the audience. And obviously this is so many criteria. And 1 point here, 1 point lost there can then start to impact the final scores. In third place, we had Mataconnect. We thought that it was a very clear understanding of the problem that it's trying to solve. It was a problem that we all could relate to. We know that there are still areas for improvement in building that database so that you have a rich database and then making it more, doing a bit around the branding and making it more popular and accessible so that we can all go to these places when we sit down and we think, where do we want to go to next? First and second place took us a lot of time to agree on which one it was because they were so very close. The two presentations were really good. They both also very clear what the target audience was, very clear what problem was being solved, And more importantly, the solution that was presented actually solved the problem. Because we did reflect on some where the problem was very clear, but they just missed the mark with actually addressing the problem that they said they wanted to address. But with this too, it was very clear. They went straight on to address the problem. The only thing that set them apart in the end was the innovation part and the fact that one introduced a bit of AI into the solution, why it wasn't that, there wasn't that much of AI in the other solution. And that's what set them apart. And so now you're just like, out with it already, out with it already.
Come on, tell us already.
I know. So in second place, we've got the TS event portal. We thought it was a fantastic solution. It's already built and we all can't wait to start using it. And in first place, oh, come on. I need to hear the drum roll to say which one it is now. The drum rolls, I don't hear it. Nobody's got drums. And the winner is MindMama.
Yay! Mashallah.
And
congratulations, MindMama.
It was such a difficult one between TS Event Portal and MindMama. And like I said, the only differentiator was then, okay, actually MindMama was using AI to like make recommendations. And we all felt like we needed MindMama in our lives. And we can't wait to have MindMama. We also can't wait to have TS Event Portal. But the only thing that differentiated it was the fact that MindMama had some innovation introduced into the solution. So congratulations, everyone. Like we said, everybody is a winner, regardless. Mariam, Ziba, is there anything else you want to add?
I mean, I feel like it's easier to be a judge than to be a participant. So well done, everyone. And Jazakallah khair, Grace, for organizing this. I think it was a lovely evening. I really enjoyed. And subhanAllah, like it was, I thoroughly enjoyed, and the quality of the projects were also amazing. I hope if you can pick up anything from all of this, it would be that please continue to work hard the way you are doing. So, and there's a space for all of us in the tech industry. We need, like, especially as someone who comes from an AI and cybersecurity background, I feel like we need diversity, especially when it comes to labeling data and so forth. So well done, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you so much, judges. MindMama, anyone from the team want to speak? Sandrine, Rosamund, Saba, Kenza, Balawumi. Mashallah, you did an amazing job. There you go.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
You know what? It's because I have this idea since like 6 months ago, and it's feel like as a mom we need that. We definitely need that. So I'm so happy. So thank you, and yeah, I'm so happy.
Especially your daughter going, thank you.
and congratulations to the other group. They did some great work. Alhamdulillah. They did it.
You all did it. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Good work, everybody. Amazing. All right. Well, I know we're all hungry and tired. So thank you so much.
Can we get like a little like if anybody wants to like share their app or anything like that, just a place where everyone's app is available if they're ready to share it, so we can use it, because we're like eager to get onto some of these apps.
For sure. Put it in the WhatsApp group. I'll put the link in there again. And I will have everything updated on the Texas Students website so I'm going to upload the video, put it into chunks and everything, and share it there. And also the last announcement, there is a prize for the winning team. So congratulations, MindMama. You're going to get £500 to put towards it's small seed fund to put towards building out your project and making it real. Alhamdulillah. So here is the link for the WhatsApp group. Everyone continue working on your projects. I'm so proud of all of you. Alhamdulillah. Excellent work. Thank you so much for our judges. I know this was a lot to take in and judge, and I really appreciate how the questions that you're asking, you're taking this like very, very well, very, very much appreciate like all of the feedback that you're giving the teams. Really, really useful. I think everyone can really benefit from all of it. But yeah, let's call it a night, everybody. Have some dinner. Hind can cook some eggs for us and her mom will yell at her. And yeah, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. And we'll see everybody soon. Thank you.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.